our rights as youth in the whole nation. Yeah, Yala is non-partisan. That means that we don't support any political party, and we invite every youth in every corner of this nation to support us, to join us, be it whether the political party you are, Yala is always home. That is the first thing. Yeah, and if I go on, the current situation, economic situation of our country, and the finance bill, I think that the government should focus so much on the financial and the economic status of our nation to uplift each and every Kenyan and each and every citizen of this nation, so that even if they are taxing us, when you look at the housing levy, they are taxing you 3% from your pay, while you are paying rent where you stay. The sugar is costing around 300. Unga, the basic commodities, I think the prices are just high. So I think the government, and I will urge President William Ruto to first of all lower the prices of basic commodities, so that Kenyans should not bear that burden of paying heavy tax while they are also paying heavy prices on the commodities. Yeah, I think that.
Yes. Good evening, fellow Kenyans.
Ongea kwa sauti.
I join the rest of the Yala leadership in this timely discussion. First of all, I'm very happy the young people are coming out in large numbers to give their opinions and their views on the economic situation of our country. I just want to highlight two key issues. We have been told by many speakers that the problem of our country is not on revenue collection. The problem of our country lies on the expenditure. I want to advise the government that please let us cut down on our expenditure. Let us prioritize the key areas so that our investment can be channeled there. I also want to talk about the proposed finance bill. It's my hope that all the issues that were raised by the public will be taken into account, even as we strive to make the document better. I wish we support the government even to continue to raise the standards of living of our people. Thank you so much. My name is Zachary Obure.
Yes, I'm Otiato Kabeta, and I'm glad to be here today. We are at Ufungamano House, Nairobi. We are at a youth forum, that is Kenya's economic policy youth forum. Today we have come here to discuss the future of our economy as far as young people are concerned. So there's not that much I can say, but the only thing I can say that let us stop presenting problems. Let us try to provide solution to these problems that we are facing, because once someone is having a burden and we also bring the problem to him, it will be very difficult for it to be solved. Yes, the financial bill is going to be a burden to us as Kenyans, but how are we going to work out so that things can be better for us? How are we going to advise the government so that things can be better for us? Because by the end of the day, if we start yelling that, oh, it's bad, but we are doing nothing, we need to act. My problem is that we are yelling too much and we are not acting. So the financial bill, like content creators right now, that 15%, you know, someone might think that you're getting too much money from these platforms. But you guys, the content creators, use a lot of money. Expenses are very high. You have to pay your site, you have to pay. I'm also having a website for news. And I had to pay for me to upload that website. You also have to pay some people so that they can make your content go viral. On top of that, there are also other taxes that are being charged by those platforms. For example, YouTube. YouTube is giving us something very small. So our government should sit down and come up with a makeable solution. Yesterday, I had our deputy president saying that we are having 9.6 trillion. Okay, I can't remember the value, but 9 point something trillion as debts. And so the only way we can pay the debts is by increasing taxes. I want to say that we cannot solve a problem by creating a problem, because they know very well that when they increase the taxes, high cost of living is going to rise again. Imagine right now, fuel for those who are living in the rural is 200 Kenya shillings per liter. What about by the end of the day? By the end of the day, if they increase the VAT from 8 to 16, multiply that, it will be roughly 230, 240. And it is the common mwananchi who is feeling the pain, because these people, they are driving heavy vehicles, heavy machines, fuel guzzlers, but they are getting all this money from our pockets. So there's not much I can say, but I would like to urge the youth to rise up, wake up, so that they can help the government do something better for them, because there can be no solution by just presenting problems. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Letitia. I'm also a representative at Yala, and I want to talk about this issue of youth and students when they finish school. We see most of them, they are burning up their papers, which they have been working so hard to achieve the grades and all that stuff, and they have made a lot of sacrifices, but they end up burning up their papers. This is because there is no employment in Kenya. There is no employment in Kenya. The youths are discouraged. And as you look at the financial bill, actually it's an overweight to the youths, actually, because the youths are the future. The future economy of Kenya depends on the youth. Everything depends on the youth. And if they start making us feel like we are belittled, like we don't have any value in this country, then definitely we are discouraged. So I won't talk much, but I want to address William Ruto, the president. Kindly do not make the youths feel like they don't belong in this country, because they can also rise up. When it comes to politics, they only depend on the youth so much. During campaigns, during what, they depend on the youth. But when it comes to job opportunity, the youths are left behind. Like right now, so many youths are unemployed, yet they participated very well in politics, which is not okay. So that's why I think most of the youths are burning up their papers, because they don't see any worth in them. And this thing of connection and all that stuff, maybe someone has done so well in school, someone has gone to very big universities, but because of this thing of connection, then they see, like me, I don't have a connection. What will I do with my papers? Where will I go with my papers? So they'll just end up burning them because they don't have connections. So kindly, youths, let's not agree with this financial bill at all. Let's stand up for our other fellow youths who are suffering outside there, and just refuse it.
And maybe just to ask you one or two questions. Number one, we from the past 1 week, we've seen more than 5 young people kill themselves because of lack of a job. I mean, from your side, and you being a comrade, what comes in your mind?
What comes in my mind first is we are starving. We are starving. We don't have food. We don't have food because of high cost of living. Why high cost of living? Because of this financial bill. It's killing us. So I think it's just depression, because you don't see, like, you are in a country where you have a future in. You're in a country where you can't even support yourself financially. Then you don't see the worth of maybe living. Yeah.
But is it a good idea for someone, to decide to take their lives, comparing to someone who burnt the papers? What's your take?
Okay, my take is, don't take your life. The papers, you can get them back when you get money, but taking your life is another thing. It's so depressing. Youths are very depressed. Youths are very, very much depressed. That's why they kill themselves. So I can advise you, usichome usijiue, choma hiyo karatasi, tutatafuta ingine. And I'm not telling you to choma that karatasi, just be wise. Yeah.
And perhaps today we are expecting to see Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi and the picky ponky guy. He became famous because of that. I mean, from the both legends, and of course we have one of your youth leader, who is Thabita. What are you expecting today?
They're gonna enlighten the youths. They're gonna talk to them about this economy. They're gonna enlighten them about the financial bill. They will take them through. They'll empower us youths so that we can know and we can see and decide for ourselves. Yeah, mostly it's about economy. Yeah, because the economy of this country is not good, and it's not going good.
And perhaps any business you're engaged in, and how if it's performing or not.
Any businesses, no, the only business that brought us is just to talk about economy. Yeah, only that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You can go.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining.
Forward and going 6 steps backward. So now, among the losses that ordinary taxpayers may have to contend with the bill, so we have VAT on petroleum will increase from 8% to 16%, meaning that price of fuel at the pump will increase. That's one. At the same time, this does motoring. It also affecting ordinary Kenyan who use kerosene to cook or light their homes. So, also the taxpayers are going to be affected by mandatory contribution to the National Housing Development Fund. I want to repeat that, mandatory. So you like it, you don't like it, you have to. So, even reading those two losses, the two losses have already outweighed the gains that we had. We just said cheaper airtimes, cheaper LPG gas, cheaper medicines, and that's it. So, we are going to see, so the promise to own this house, in later years may not be sufficient when, for example, if I'm trying to think about this teacher, an ECE teacher earning 20,000. Let's even say 25,000. So we have NHIF, you have NSSF, you have the pay as you earn, and then here comes the housing fund. And by just bad luck, you are servicing a loan. So what are you taking home?
So thank you. That's good for thought. For our next speakers, let's keep our conversation in a minute so that we can discuss more content. But that was a very wonderful summary. Thank you. Now, to our next speaker. You're very passionate about the house levy fund, right? So, what is the implication on an ordinary Kenyan of the housing fund? What is the implication on a normal household of the house levy?
Okay, you know when the government says about the house levy adding it on the tax or on the bill, it's kind of confusing because the government is making us feel like we can live outside. You know, it is tricky. Why are they adding property tax? Because why don't they just put it on the budget? I mean, because why can we just, we are not forcing the government to like, the government is forcing us to pay for the houses, which even, like, we don't say that, let me say, there are houses that are free, that are vacant, to mean people cannot pay for the houses. And when the government is now forced